All right, welcome back, guys. We're here with Brent again. You guys know him from our last video we did discussing some advice about living here in the Philippines. We're here with him again today. We're going to be talking about the best and worst things about living here in the Philippines, and we'll have some personal stories to go along with it, and we'll go with the flow.
Good to see you again, Chris.
Yeah, thank you,
Always
Brent.
a pleasure.
Yes, it was great. All right, Brent, so how was your time since last time I saw you? I heard you went to Panglao for...
Yeah, I went to Panglao for 8 days. We had a lot of rain up the coast here, so we went down there for a bit of R&R. Just a bit of a change of pace.
Yeah, the weather's been weird, here? It's been a little...
yeah, it has. This is probably the rainiest the Philippines has been for, 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
Normally this time of year it's beautifully sunny, and now, of course, the last week or so, I think it's finally starting to change.
Yes.
But a couple of weeks ago, it was pretty brutal. A lot of rain.
Yeah, yeah.
And
how about out there? You get lots of rain?
well, you might get a little bit of rain late in the day, only for a few minutes, and then it's gone.
Okay.
And for the rest of the day, it's might be a bit of overcast, but it's still nice and warm, no rain.
Yeah.
And half and half, sunshine, cloudy, and then tiny bit of rain late in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, I can live with that.
Yeah, definitely. And we got some sun today, guys. Yay!
Yeah, beautiful day today.
Yeah, beautiful day. We're gonna take a walk a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we were talking about a little bit before about the Island City Mall, the ICM Mall here.
One of my
in
favorite
Tagbilaran.
spots.
Yeah. You can't walk out of that supermarket under 10,000 pesos.
It's like going to Costco.
Yeah.
You're not getting out without a few hundred.
Yeah. And it's good though. They have a lot of foreign stuff. You can get.
All your foreign foods. Everything's there. That if you're from a Western country, you can get most things there to get by.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like your Heinz ketchup. I gotta have a Heinz ketchup.
Yeah.
And your olive oils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I like.
Yeah,
So,
I always talk about that. Like the sauces, so hard to find here, but that's one thing I miss. It's like a good sauce and dipping sauce, whether you're having potatoes or you're making a sandwich. That's true.
I think the whole key to the Philippines is knowing where to find it.
Yeah.
It is here. You just got to source it out.
Yeah, it's true. And now with Lazada and Shopee, we talked a little bit last time. It's a little easier to get that stuff online, which is pretty.
You can get anything online.
Yeah.
Just for an example, I ordered. I bought some sandals at Amazon.ca before I came to Canada, and I think I paid $55 for them. I found the exact same sandals on Lazada for less than half, and had them delivered to my house in Guindelman for less than half of what I paid in Canada.
And there we go.
I mean, because a lot of the stuff comes from Asia to start with, and we're already in Asia.
Yeah.
So you're going to save a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I ordered a new heater for my bathroom. I ordered some shower door bearings that I didn't think I would find. They're all there. I ordered a pressure washer a few weeks ago because I wanted to pressure wash all the concrete.
Yeah.
That arrived. I mean, just about anything you want.
Yeah.
Just like you can order it on Amazon at home, you can get it here now, which is a real game changer.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know?
Yeah. We're not promoting Shopee or Lazada. It's not a paid promotion here, but guys, if you're coming here, you're living here, sign up for Shopee or Lazada on your mobile phone. It's great. They do something called COD though, which is weird. You only pay for the product when it gets.
That's right. So you don't have to worry about getting ripped off if the product arrives and it's not right. You can either send it back and get a credit, or what I do a lot of times, if I'm suspicious it's not, the package doesn't look right, I open it.
Yeah.
And if it's not right, I won't accept it.
Yeah. You don't
and then
pay the
he
guy.
just takes your picture and takes it back.
Yeah. There's no problem.
Yeah, there's no problem.
Yeah.
But I've ordered a lot on Lazada. My son is having a birthday party. We ordered all the balloons and all the birthday apparatus you need for a birthday, and the signage and all that.
Yeah.
All came on Lazada.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for just about anything.
Yeah.
You want a new toaster? Order on Lazada.
Yeah.
You want a microwave? Order on Lazada.
Yeah,
it comes in less than a week to your house.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So that's a huge game changer.
It is. Yeah. That's
Just like being at home.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Nice little intro from Brent here. So best and worst things about living here in the Philippines. Some stories we've heard lately, no names mentioned. Some proms, sometimes a foreigner coming here looking for a girlfriend or a wife. There's been some issues with that lately. Sometimes it's not what we expect, right?
Absolutely.
It can be one thing over the phone, one thing on Messenger, and then when you get here, it's not what it is.
You find something else.
You were telling me a horror story about someone you knew that was sending money here to their girlfriend, and then with the house, and
they were sending. He met this girl online, and he mentioned to her he'd love to move to the Philippines, and she says, "Well, I can build the house and get the property," and she says, "Oh, great, fantastic! Then the house will be all built by the time I retire in 6 months, and I'll move here, and we'll live happily ever after." Well, the girl was taking pictures of the neighbor's house being built.
Okay.
And finally the guy shows up. He's been sending her hundreds of thousands of pesos to build this house.
So that's like $2,000-$3,000 each shot. $2,000-$3,000 Canadian each shot.
Each shot.
Yeah.
And probably sending that every month.
Yeah.
And he finally shows up in the Philippines. There's no house. She spent all the money, and she's told him now that I've made a mistake. I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
And she spent all his money. He has nothing to show for it. And so he leaves with his head between his tail between his legs, and away he goes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, it's sad. He spent probably $20,000.
Yeah, yeah. Not the end of the world, right? But it's still it's a heartbreaker too, because I'm sure he was into the girl, and they were having some intimacy online, so it kind of sucks for him.
The first thing is when somebody wants money, that's the big red flag.
Yeah.
A little bit is okay, but not into the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 range per month, every month.
Do you think it grows though? Do you think it starts with 500 pesos, and then after a few months, now it's like,
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does.
That it's like something wrong with their grandmother or something.
Yeah, we've had a grandmother. She's in the hospital. My grandfather. It goes on and on and on and on. You have to be very, very, very careful, and always ask for receipts to see it.
Yeah.
Don't take somebody at their word for it. Ask to see a receipt that's made out to their name and legitimate.
Yeah. All right, that's very too bad for that foreigner who sent his money abroad, and that's someone trying to build a house while being in Canada or USA. Let's talk about coming here, building a home here, the problems that goes with that, whether it's finding a piece of land, finding a lot, and then also going through the construction phase. That's also a disaster for a lot of people.
It can be a disaster.
Yes.
If you don't know anything about building at all.
Yeah.
Or it can be a breeze if you get the right builder or the right carpenter.
Yeah. Like you were saying before, you do a lot of the work yourself on your house.
Well,
I save a bit.
I do a lot of the repairs on my own house because I know how to do it, and I built houses before.
Yeah.
But for the average person coming here, the number one thing is to find a really, really good carpenter that you can trust, that's reliable.
Yeah.
He shows up for work every single day.
Yeah.
He doesn't show up for 3 days and disappears for 2 more.
Yeah.
Because you don't know whether the guy's coming back or not.
Yeah.
Then your project will be delayed.
Yeah.
And but if you get the right carpenter and you get the referrals, and you don't overpay, and he gives you a fair day's work for a fair day's pay, and in the end, if you want to give him a little bonus if he finishes on time, fantastic.
Yeah.
Because they appreciate it.
Yeah. We've had a problem at our property there. Like, for instance, if you hire a plumber to do the initial installation, something goes wrong a couple of years later, you can't find that same plumber, and now you're finding this different plumber, and he's going to be complaining about, oh, this last guy, he didn't do this properly, we have to do this or something, and then the same thing happens with that guy. Years go by and you can't find that plumber. I find it's very difficult here having someone consistently through the years to do work for you. You know,
and the other thing you don't want to do is go cheap on the materials, one thing. And the other thing you have to watch for in the Philippines, they always want to stretch the Portland cement. Back home, where I come from, you use sand and gravel, which they call Navajack, and it's 5 shovelfuls of Navajack 1 shovelful of Portland cement. In the Philippines, they want to use 7 shovelfuls of gravel and one shovelful of cement, where you have a very, very weak house.
Yeah.
And the concrete will actually deteriorate and crumble.
Yeah.
So do not go cheap on it, because to build a whole house may only mean 10 more bags of concrete to have you the strongest house around, rather than have it crumble within a couple of years.
That's one thing I do find also with whether it's a plumber, electrician, carpenter, mason, they always seem to be wanting to have you save money. Like they're very proud to say, no, we can do it for cheaper. But usually here, cheaper means less quality with anything, right, in life. So they seem to always want to. They're proud of having you save money. You know, they're like, oh, we can save 1,000 pesos here. You know, $50, $100 here. But that's not what you want. You want quality.
Well, when you're building a concrete house, if it would have cost you another, let's say, even $100 worth of concrete to have a strong house,
it's nothing. It's
$100 is nothing. But if you had to rebuild that entire house because it was falling down, you have to buy all the bricks all over again. You have to pay the labor all over again. That far outweighs an extra $100 worth of Portland cement. It's just not worth going that route. Electrical is a little different here. As you know, there's no ground on anything here. One thing I would recommend, if I was to do another house, I would have a few ground wires put into the system, because having a ground put throughout your house is not a lot of money. It's only the cost of the wire and the copper stake to put in the ground. And they can easily run it with the rest of the wiring when they do it.
That's an issue here with the wiring here. Like if you don't have all your electricals really planned out before you build your house, since everything is cement, for them to put in even one outlet is like a disaster. Like they're chipping away to get...
They take a grinder and grind a slot in the side of your house or inside the house, and they lay all the wires in there, and then they concrete over it. And but they do it after the house is built. Now to put the ground wire in there with it is nothing at the same time. But yet if you and a lot of the equipment here does have ground, but the houses don't have ground to connect to the ground receptacle. You know, there's no ground there. And you could get electrocuted. So that's one regret I didn't do.
Okay, put in your grounds, guys. Very important. And have did you have a architect or engineer on your house, or?
Well, we had a draftsman draw it up.
Okay.
And then the carpenters followed the plan from there.
Okay. And where did you find your carpenters? Was that from your wife? She kind of knew people in the area that you were able to.
Yeah, one came from a wife, and family recommended one, and I've just found another electrician who's actually a cousin of my brother-in-law, who's excellent, and he actually teaches the electric trade. So he's actually really good. And I'm actually having him come back, because my new heater that I have to put in the bathroom, it requires ground. So I'm going to have him come back, drill a hole in the side, and put an actual ground in for me.
How are those electricians here? Do you pay them per day, or is it like a project kind of deal? Like
sometimes it could be by project. Usually if you're having your whole house rewired, you pay them so much per day. The same as your carpenter, you pay by the day. Your masons, you pay by the day. Helpers by the day. And usually a carpenter will have 1 or 2 helpers. And then he kind of looks after the helpers and directs what he wants done. That's how it works there. And the more helpers, the faster your house gets built.
Exactly. All right, that was a good one. We're gonna go back to the positives of living here in the Philippines, and one of those things here is, at least in my experience, was the freedom I felt. I'm from Canada, from Alberta, Canada, and the freedom I felt coming here to the Philippines. I can't really explain it, so I'm gonna ask Brent what he thinks, because he feels the same way. What do you think? Why do we feel more free here compared to Canada, which is a free country, wonderful country, by the way? But what is about that?
For me, you don't see a camera in every corner watching your every move. Even the beaches, there's no cameras, there's no earth cams watching you walking along the beach. When you're in town, there's not a cam on every corner watching. There is security cameras, of course, but you don't see a huge presence of police, even though Bohol is one of the safest places. You don't see theft. You can leave your motorcycle out, and you're all night in front of your house, and you're not going to come out in the morning and it's gone. Because there's almost next to nothing as far as theft goes in Bohol. It's very safe. There's not gangs roaming around like in some countries. You know, it's just you have your freedom and you feel safe here.
I always found that it's true what you were saying about the gangs and the police here. Not that there's a lack of police. They're obviously doing something. I don't know what they're doing. Won't talk about that. But I mean, you leave here on your motorbike. Most of the people here in the Philippines, as you know, a lot of them don't wear their helmets. They're not dressed in the proper attire either. Some of them don't even have licenses. But yeah, the police are just not, I'm not putting them down or nothing, but they leave you alone here. And especially as a foreigner, they kind of let you roam free here. And what you're saying about the gangs, the crime here, there's petty theft. You hear about sometimes food being stolen or a piece of fruit being taken from a market, but that's people who are hungry. As far as the gangs go,
no, it's not like if you went to Mexico and the certain areas, the embassies have told you to stay away because it's not safe. There's kidnappings, and the gangs are probably going to rob you. And we're here, they don't have that. There's no gangs
well, even Canada,
around.
People think we live in igloos and it's all fancy, but Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, very hot spots in Canada. I mean, I'll be honest, I feel a lot safer here. Walking here at night by myself, there's never a thought that goes through my head that thinks, oh, I should not be walking here, or oh, it's getting late, we should go home. I never go through that. Back home, taking the metro system or even the city bus, you get on the wrong bus here, you got an argument going sometimes.
An argument or somebody pulls a knife on you. It's very, it's not that it doesn't happen, but it's very, very, very silly.
Do you think it's weird because the poverty obviously is a bit more here, but why do you think that is with the locals? Why do they respect that? Is it just a...
Well, I mean, as they said, the Philippines is the probably the happiest, one of the happiest countries in the world.
Yeah, it's true.
And they have nothing. So they're just, and everybody helps one another. It's not like back home. You'll move into a new complex and you probably won't even meet the people for 10 years. You won't even know who your neighbors are. Here, they make it a point to say hello. It's just...
It's true. We talked about it last time a little, but you know, coming here, if you don't know anybody, you don't have a girlfriend yet, you have nothing, you're just coming here alone, whether you're retired or not retired, you'll always find someone to talk to, and people are friendly. We had a story we heard the other day about a retired man from the United States that came here, didn't know anybody, and he had an easy time finding a rental property. He had an easy time finding a vehicle, finding a girlfriend, what have you. I mean, people help each other out here, you know, which is great. All right, so one of the things coming here to the Philippines, you're going to be looking for a great hotel to stay in, at least temporarily, before you find a rental property if you're planning on moving here. What do you think the differences are? The hotels here, like for instance, a 3-star, 4-star hotel here in the Philippines compared to a 3-4-star hotel in Canada or the USA. What do you?
Well, a 4-star here would cost you, let's say Panglao or even here, would be around the $100 mark.
Okay. For two people,
for two people. Okay. And usually the kids are free if you have a little kid. They're usually free. But let's say a couple. Now the same caliber of hotel back in Canada would probably cost you anywhere between $250 and $600 a night.
There you go.
Depends on where you are. But that would be the average. If you're in Vancouver, of course, it's going to be very high. You're up around the $400 to $500 mark. Whereas if staying here, a 4-star hotel, including a buffet breakfast, beautiful buffet breakfast, would cost you around $100, $105 a night. and then some.
Yeah.
So you can come to the Philippines and have a great holiday and not have to spend a fortune.
Yeah.
And to give you another example is, let's suppose you wanted a cold beer in the afternoon. A cold beer is going to cost you about $1.25. A beer in a pub at home is going to cost you close to $7.50 to $8.50.
Yeah, and you're not getting anywhere near as nice a view. If you guys don't know, right now we're right in front of the beach again, right in front of the ocean here in Anda. Like you said, $1.50 beers. You can't go wrong.
And when we're finished, you're gonna take a picture of that ocean and let everybody know where we're sitting, and they can see the view we're getting.
Yes.
It's $1 million view.
Yeah, it is.
And the breeze off the ocean is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just an unbelievable setting here.
Yeah.
And there's hardly anybody on this particular beach, and we're on Andy right now.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
This is paradise.
Yeah, it is. So not to swing it around, but the way the conversation was going, I wanted to ask, as you guys know, I've been coming back and forth from Bohol, Philippines for the most part of 10 years now. Brent's double that. He's been coming here for over 20 years, or back and forth. You did some work here in the past. Does it ever get old? Does this ever get old? The scenery, the place, the island?
Once I leave, I count the days down to when I can come back.
Okay. But you have a good reset. We talked about that. You have a little reset. You go back home for a few months.
Yeah.
And come back, so you kind of reset a bit.
I spent 5 to 5.5 months here.
Yeah.
And then I go back home.
Yeah.
And then when October hits, it starts to get cold, we leave again.
Yeah.
Yeah. My winters in Canada are done.
Yeah.
And this year it's been snow.
Yeah, it's been brutal. Vancouver got,
I got
just actually last week.
another snow last week.
Insane.
2 weeks before
Didn't
that.
California too? There was something.
Las Vegas got hit with snow.
Yeah, it was Las Vegas. That's where I
Vegas.
saw.
I don't think Las Vegas had snow for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, it was like in the 50s or something.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
reading up on that. This
So much for global warming.
Yeah. There you go. What would you say for someone? Also, again, back to the best things and the worst things about the Philippines. There are 7,000 plus islands here.
Yeah.
For me personally, I get bored quite quickly. Not even just here in the Philippines. Back in Canada, I was getting bored. I hopped around different provinces for work. Here in Bohol, I asked you, does it ever get old? But it is nice to kind of move around the Philippines.
It is.
You know, it is good to.
When I get bored up the coast, because it's really laid back, then I go down to Panglao Island.
Yeah.
Which is about 2.5 hours from where we live.
From here, it's 3 hours or whatever. 3 hours from here in Anda.
Oh, from Anda it'd be 3 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours is about 2.5.
Yeah.
And down there is the hotels all along the beach. It's where the tourists are.
Yeah.
And probably 10 times as busy as Anda.
Yeah. We have some resorts here. There's quite a few resorts, but they're quite hidden, right?
Yeah.
They're not really for the open public. Whereas
No, they're up on hills overlooking the ocean.
Yeah.
Where people that don't want to go to have the holiday and lay around a pool and have nobody bugging them.
Yeah.
And just relax.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of holiday they like.
It is. Whereas Panglao is a bit more open.
Yeah, it's more open.
You're kind of walking down a strip. You have the ocean on one side, and then on the opposite side, it's just restaurants and hotels for a kilometer, if not more.
Yeah.
2 kilometer stretch. So everything's kind of a bit more open. You can hop around bars.
Yeah. Now, and they have other areas in Panglao.
Yeah.
In the middle of the island and on the edges where you're set back from the beach.
Yeah.
You can't walk to the beach. You would have to take a bicycle or a taxi to get there.
Yeah.
And some people like that.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to be on the beach. I like to go for a walk on the beach in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's what I want, and I like a fair amount of people around.
Yeah.
But there's times I want to just come to Anda and relax.
Yeah.
So
That's what
got the best of both. Bohol's got the best of both.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is true. That's what I was going to ask you, because you were in Panglao the other week. Is tourism, last time I was there a couple of months ago, dead? Like, not dead, but maybe 100 tourists. You can count them now. Is it
Now it's
picking
busy
up?
again.
It's busy?
And there's a lot of local tourists coming in from Manila, and a lot of the foreigners are coming back now.
Yeah, it's good to
because
see.
now that the airlines are all open.
Yeah.
And it's picked up a lot.
There we go. So here in Bohol, guys, Tagbilaran is the big city here. The airport used to be in Tagbilaran, now it's in Panguao, but
Yes.
they have these boats. They call them fast cats, or you can even take the ferry boats.
Yeah.
And I think those are like $30 or $40 one way, and you can hop to many of the different islands around here in Bohol. So it's quite easy to get out. You don't always have to go to the airport and take a plane. You can take one of the boats.
Yeah.
You can take your car with you. You can take your motorbike or whatever. So you have a way of getting around.
And then in downtown, in Tagbilaran, you can take a ferry across to Dumaguete, which I'm sure so many of you have heard about it. It's a huge expat area.
Yeah.
Or you can go across to Siquijor.
Yeah.
And I think there's one other island not too far, just off the coast
Yes,
here.
yes.
I can't remember the name of it.
Leyte? No, not Leyte.
No,
It's,
small island.
Camigan?
Yeah, Camigan.
Camigan.
Camigan is another tourist spot.
Yeah.
And it's a small island,
Yeah.
but beautiful beaches.
Yes.
And very laid back.
Yeah.
So there's lots to do
Yeah.
if you want to kind of explore other islands.
Yeah. Another good thing here, since he mentioned Camigan Island, what do you think of the fruit here? You were telling me about that. What's that fruit you bought the other day? You said you really enjoy it. That
Oh, mangosteen.
mangosteen, not mango. Mangosteen.
Mangosteen. It's a red fruit, about the size of an orange, roughly.
Yeah.
And you break it open, and the fruit is pure white. Now you can buy it in Canada, but it's disgustingly expensive.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas it's in season right now.
Yeah, how much was it per kilo? So here, Philippines, we go per kilo. We'll break it down per pound, but
It's 158 pesos per kilo, which is
So-
2.2 pounds.
so less than $2 a pound.
Yes, but it's
dollar.
wonderful
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
So now that it's in season, I eat that every day.
Yeah.
Because once it's out of season, it's going to be expensive, and we're heading back to Canada at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to get it.
Yeah.
So I'll gorge myself on it until I go.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing here. The fruits here are unbelievable. I mean, so many different fruits you definitely haven't tried. If you haven't been to the Philippines, they have an amazing amount of different fruits and vegetables here. The mangosteen are good. Have you tried any other ones? Any other strange fruits?
Well, obviously the coconut. You got
The fresh coconut. which is,
fresh
yeah.
Philippine mangoes are the best.
Yes.
I think Mexico has mangoes, but they're not as sweet, not as tasty
Yeah.
as that. I've acquired a taste for durian.
Oh, there we go.
And Mindanao, the big island, is where a lot of it's grown, and of
Yes.
course a lot of the vegetables.
Yes.
But I mean, you can get. They have another fruit I like here is dragon fruit.
Oh, yes.
And that's grown here on Bohol.
Yeah, here in Bohol, right in the middle, I think they have
That's right.
not too far from here. And I think it's Alicia Bohol.
Yeah,
or?
it's not in season right now.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, I love avocados, and it's coming in season now. And I have an avocado tree in my yard, but my avocado, because of all the rain, is probably a month and a half behind, so I won't get to eat any before I go.
Okay.
And but I have avocados almost every day.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Have you ever tried the one? It's kind of like a mangosteen, but it's red. It has all these little
Oh, the little
hair things on that.
What the heck's that thing called? A rambutan.
rambutan. That's it.
That's good too. There's a
Yes.
seed in the middle.
Yeah, it's almost the same color fruit as the mangosteen. It's that white, kind of clear.
Well, the mangosteen is brilliant red, dark.
No, the inside.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah, it's white. And
The other one is white too.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's a huge. It's a huge
It is a
seed
huge seed. It's like
with
a
very
lychee,
little fruit
like
around
a lychee
it.
almost, like lychee
Yeah,
taste.
yeah, very similar to the lychee fruit.
Yeah. One thing that's good here,
And of
the
course,
fresh,
bananas.
the bananas
Yeah.
from here too, picked here. I mean, I know we have bananas back home. We have those giant ones. I don't know, by Dole, I think that makes them, Del Monte. Those are fake, obviously. They've got the real native bananas here that are like out of this world.
I call them apple bananas.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have an apple banana flavor.
Yeah.
And they're about as long as your hand.
Yeah.
Whereas the bigger bananas are
And
bigger.
there's no taste on the big ones. I find there's no.
These have a distinct apple banana flavor.
Yeah.
And they're really good.
Yeah.
I have it on my porch in the morning in cereal.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Yeah, someone was telling me they use bananas for different things here. There's a variety of banana here that's used for illnesses. I know all bananas are good for your stomach.
They have the the plantation bananas or plantain bananas.
Yeah,
and
you know, like the fatter one, they're
they're bigger,
thick.
but you got to cook them.
Yeah, you boil them.
You boil
it's so
them,
cool,
and
or
they-
fry. Some of them fry them.
Yeah, they boil them up and mash them up, and put rice with it or
Yes,
something.
yes.
And they roll them up in a banana leaf.
Yes.
And then they have those plantation bananas. They slice them up, and they fry them with
brown sugar.
with brown sugar.
Yes.
And they're really good.
Yes. Those are good. Yeah. It's nice to have fresh produce here, the fresh vegetables and fresh fruit.
Yeah.
When I speak to Zarina, my girlfriend, she's back in Canada, and she gets so jealous of when I go to the markets here and just the fresh fruit, the fresh vegetables that are from the island. Some are from other islands around, but it's mostly local. So that's a great thing here in the Philippines for sure, the food. That's good, Brent. Awesome chat. That was pretty cool, guys. Small chat with Brent. We came here for a beer and for lunch, so we'd figure we'd do a little video for you guys here today. We're gonna enjoy the view, and yeah, thanks a lot, Brent.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Have a safe trip if we don't see you again.
So book your flights to the Philippines and enjoy.
Yes, sirs. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Peace out.